All right, we got ourselves a little topic switch here now. First about myself, I'm Director R&D within Ascom. Ascom is a company within healthcare IT, so we're mainly developing software and also hardware for hospitals, long-term care facilities, and other parts in the healthcare system. And how did we get here? We started the whole operation 2 to 3 years ago. And we were mainly using wired sensors back then, some wireless sensors, but to be honest, we were not making good use of it at that time. So customers were approaching us with challenges they face in their daily work. And one of them is one person actually has to care for 30 residents in a long-term care facility at night typically. So imagine you caring for 30 people. And I'm using the words residents here because they're not patients who are treated, they're residents who are cared for and who have their own right for privacy, and it's their living space. So that's why I use the word residents. So you cannot care equally for 30 people. And imagine 2 of them having a need at the same time. How do you judge that you go to the one person versus the other one? And another scenario is that really sort of stuck in my head, and it happens a lot in elderly care facilities all over the world. Person going out of bed, on the way to the bathroom, actually falling down and not able to get up anymore. So imagine that person lying there, not able to push an alarm button because potentially being hurt, and that's a very secure cut in the privacy and also the dignity of that person. And with our product, we are tackling some of these challenges we see in the long-term care sector. So we got a couple of market trends here, and I have already summarized some of them. Residents really want to live in freedom. They want to live independently as long as possible. The family also wants safety and reassurance. So essentially, you're giving away your parents to a facility and you really want them to be safe there. We see care technology is getting really more complex and we're trying to integrate that technology. We also see a shortage of nursing staff, which makes it even more tricky and a higher need for technology to help nursing and caregiver staff there. In addition, there's a focus on quality of care, as well as there is, of course, due to shortage of staff, a high pressure also financially. Okay. The next slide should come. Okay, so if we see our algorithm at work now, that is an elderly care facility, how it typically looks, and we're taking a deep dive into it now. So what our algorithm does, it gives the caregiver an overview about the residents and what their state is. It's actually not seen very well, but we'll see it a little better here. So imagine a caregiver and his room. He's got a bed sensor. He has beacons within his room to be able to location that person. You have wireless sensors there. You have got call modules so that the nursing staff can actually say that that person is in the room or the alert is taken care of. You have a wristband for the caregiver so he can signal in case of an emergency situation, press a push button and help will come. Probably should not get too far away. You got cameras within the rooms where possible. Of course, you can switch off cameras, but we're also using them just to get a glance into the room, because otherwise you're running to the room, it was a false alarm, and you just ran in vain there. And in between, we have our algorithm, and that algorithm can send out alerts to caregivers, to our phones, and we're using smartphones there, but we're still using DECT phones as well, just for reliability reasons. And now our algorithm works. So Daniela Thompson is in bed. She slept very well, 8 hours. That's a good night's sleep. She gets up. She's tracked as in room. She goes to the bathroom in the morning. She's tracked there as well. She's 20 minutes in bathroom now. And our algorithm allows the caregiver to signal on certain situations. So if I want to be signaled on Daniela Thompson being in the bathroom for more than 30 minutes, which might indicate there's actually a problem there, it can send me a notification. So I can tailor that to each individual resident and the need of that resident. We can track her in room then, and we can also track her out of room. And if she's out of room, we have the possibility to actually determine the location by her wristband as well. So if you really need to know where someone is, you can do it on top of the dashboard and find out where everyone is. And she's going back into room now. And this dashboard gives a whole overview. And one very simple thing, it's sorted by priority. So David Johnson is actually out of bed, and it was maybe a problem in the past that he was going out of bed and falling. So I want to be signaled whenever he gets up to help him. So that is very easy to sort by priority, but you don't have to worry about the caregivers down on the list. So how does the sensor data flow? I totally agree that software is nothing without hardware, so we really need the help of hardware there. And we have wireless sensors. They are typically communicating to room controller, sending it to our nurse call system, which handles all the incoming alerts and all push buttons and all signals. And then our algorithm comes at work. So on the left side, we see more or less the embedded hardware we're using. And on the right side, we have the sexy software, as stated before, which is the algorithm that is determining, should I, in that case, signal an alarm, also to whom should that alarm be assigned to or diverted to. And in case, for example, you have two caregivers on shift, you're sending the alert to the first person. That person doesn't react within a time. Automatically, it's routed to the next person. And if that person doesn't react, you can even send it to the whole facility. So that way, you're escalating the whole thing, and you're making sure that someone is actually attending it. In addition, when you get an alert, you can, if installed, look onto cameras into the room. So you can have a quick peek there. Is it really something I need to worry about, or can I take care of my activity I'm just doing right now? So in addition to the sensor data, we have alert data. So whatever is configured can be sent as an alert to the mobile handsets through our messaging system, and also the nurse call system itself can signal alerts. We can also have external components signaling alerts, which makes it very easy to integrate with other systems. On top of that, we have the web application, which you have already seen. That's based on mainly React. And that can be run on tablets mainly. So I got 1 minute left, so let's just go through that one as well. Here you can see a client profile. So, does it have a list? Yeah. So you can see the available statuses here. Depending on which sensors you have in the room, you can detect alerts, or you cannot detect alerts, obviously. So in this case, you have a full set of sensors, so you can detect an inactivity alert. So someone fell down and didn't do something for a certain time. You can also signal if someone was too long in the bathroom, out of room, out of bed, and different other alerts. You can also vary that based on the time when it happens, because typically at night, you want to have different alerts than during the day. And in addition, with our software, you can also provide access inside and outside of the building. So if someone should not really leave a certain unit, you can just, if that person is close to the door, not open the door. Okay. And resident dashboard. So this dashboard gives you a quick view on how the last 24 hours of a resident were. You can have a look whether he went to the bathroom 4 times at night and maybe had a bad night. So you can check with that person, did you have a bad night, do you have a problem? And you can also compare it to the last 7 days, to the last 30 days, to see whether there are negative trends or everything is working as usual. Okay, I hope that was interesting for you. Thank you very much.